I don't remember much of my childhood. Maybe there isn't much worth remembering. I was taught hatred and told it was love. My father remained loyal to Jehovah and died on May 18th, 1996. I was 13. I wasted time praying while my father wasted. Less than 4 months after his martyrdom, I was baptized. Lying, capricious charlatans who convince people to martyr themselves deserve biblical retribution, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. But an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. I wrote my first poems about him. His name was Micah Allen Losh. For 24 years, I was depressed. By 18, I weighed 300 pounds. I have been privately reproved, publicly reproved, the subject of a local needs talk, and disfellowshipped and reinstated twice. My mother shuns me. I am unaware if I have been disfellowshipped in absentia a third time. How do you grieve in an environment that expects you to be a walking, talking advertisement, instructs you to be quick to put away anger, and to be happy because you serve the happy God? I was disenfranchised from my anger, which kept me languishing in grief. I tried to kill myself repeatedly. The only person who was good to me was a girl on the internet, on the other side of the world. She complimented my writing. I called her my muse, and I wrote her emo love poems. She was a day ahead of me on the other side of the world, so I called her the girl from the future. My mother convinced me to cut her off. A few weeks later, when I was 21, I overdosed, died, and was in a coma. The night my son was born, he was flown to a children's hospital. My mother told me to deny him blood. I stayed in a loveless marriage for years. During COVID, I became homeless and was left to die in the streets. I lost everything except my clothes, my laptop, and shared custody of my son. As I reread the things I'd written, I remembered who I had been, who I had repressed. I was circumscribed and contrived by Jehovah's Witnesses. I was conditioned to accept abuse, mistreatment is comfortable. I was diagnosed with chronic PTSD and told I had religious trauma. I realized I must embrace discomfort. I am an introvert and I hate public speaking. I decided I would publish a book. I didn't know how it would happen, only that it would. I knew it would change me, I just didn't know how. I could kill myself anytime. This was a rare opportunity. I hired an ex-JW to paint the cover of my memoir. I interviewed lawyers and editors before hiring people to collaborate with. I titled my memoir A Jehovah's Witness Shame Me Term and published Mentally Diseased on my 40th birthday. It felt like I grabbed reality and bent it to my will. I had written a book so I could die, but I began feeling more alive than I ever had been. Someone told me my story convinced them to stop drinking. Another person said it was like I had written down the words that were in their head. I've had great conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Someone sent me a picture of Mentally Diseased behind a Kingdom Hall sign. 6 months later, I used my remaining poetry to publish Gangrenous Speeches. 6 months after that, I repurposed my trauma, embraced my love for the macabre, and published my first work of fiction. Despicable is an violent allegory for challenging a high control group. I built a website. I was part of the Witness Underground crowdfund. I published Seeds of Desolation Before Motivation on the anniversary of my father's death, a 19-page ebook about my deconstruction and creative process. I've reconnected with the girl from the future. We video chat, message, talk on the phone, and plan to meet. I'm writing her an ode about twin flames, a horror romance called 1111. I'm writing my son a book about critical thought and skepticism called The Boy Who Loved the Monster. I'm also writing a horror story about credulity working satire into a holy text called the Book of Micah. I'm speaking here. I'm excited to announce my trilogy is now available as a single book, the Apostasy Trilogy, Sedition Against Jehovah's Witnesses, available on MicahAllenLosh.com. I used to wonder if I existed in the feebly firing synapses of my comatose mind. It can't have been any other way. I'm an author, the thing I wanted to be most. My son isn't being raised religious, and I'm free to love him for whoever he becomes. All of that hell was worth it. Mentally diseased is my origin story. Art is immortality. I am more alive than I have ever been. I wrote this the day I realized it wasn't the truth. An oversimplification redundant with truth. Certainly, this is the fulcrum of salvation. We are not wretched brethren, no covenant to covet sins, brothers and sisters, alleged equality, sisters and brothers, elevated laity. Huddle and circle as they circle the wagons, the prize of perfection flaking away in deafening whispers pass through clenched teeth. I am a vessel, too stained to be vestal. No matter the path, it's banked by a devil. Double back from an acrimonious path, bleached with contrition. Forget the past. Obedience is obsequious, mistaken masochism. Know the horsemen are closing in. Witch haunts tarnish those judging sin. Evil is abstract, and long-term victimization can lead to defending the wicked. These things are sick. I am sickened. I am awake. My name is Micah Allen Losh. I'm so grateful to be here and to have met so many wonderful people. Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Nice job, Micah. Proud of you.